In this video, I'm going to show you a simple way to get text and images onto a flip chart page from other sources. It's called dragging and dropping media. I have a variety of sources that we're going to use for our raw materials today, and I'm going to start with Microsoft Word. So if I go down to my dock, click on my Word icon, I have a math worksheet. And I can select the text on this math worksheet, or maybe I just want some of them. Maybe I'm just focusing on these first questions. And then once selected, if I click anywhere on the selected text, hold my mouse or my button on my trackpad down and drag it and drop it on top of the flip chart page, I now have that text that I just dragged and dropped there. I can click on it, and one of my object edit buttons, this one right here, excuse me, will increase the size of that text as well. All right, I'm going to go to a new blank page. I'm going to go back to my math worksheet. And on this math worksheet, there are also some diagrams. So, for example, or graphics. I have this one. I can click on that object, I can drag, and I can drop it on my flip chart page. And then you think some of these were made with equation editor for those people that are math folk and use that. So I'm going to drag some of those fractions and drop it as well. What's kind of cool about this is that in many cases you can resize and you don't lose a ton of the clarity of the object. So I'm going to resize and show you how I can make these just a little bit bigger on my page as well. So if you have Word documents that are a source of raw materials that you might want to use in a lesson on a flip chart page, you can do the dragging and dropping. All right, the next example I'm going to show you is going to be from the web. Now, the one thing I found that didn't work is images. So for example, if I type in the word, if I'm looking for a penguin image and I go in here and then I click on images in Google, I have found that if I try to drag and drop an image, so let me find a nice big beautiful one here like this one. If I click on that, you're going to always want to go see the full size image before you drag and drop it. But I found if I drag and drop this, all that I really get is the web address, and so I don't necessarily like that. So what I would do is if you hold the control key down on your keyboard, you can click on the image and you can save it on your desktop. So I'm going to do that. So it's called penguin.jpg, and again, I've selected my desktop. Once it's on my desktop, then you can drag it and drop it onto your flip chart page. So let me show you. I have that. I have a couple penguins here. I'm going to find that last one. Here it is. Okay, right on Oliver's forehead right there. Actually, I should move it over to the side. So I'm going to move it over to the side, go back. I'm going to have to make my window for Inspire a little smaller. And I'm going to go to a new fresh page. Oops, why are you disappearing on me? I'll bring you back. New fresh page, and now I can drag and drop my penguin onto the page. Sometimes an image like this, if you make it as big as your page, as an example, I'm going to make my Inspire window a little larger again. Get my trash out of the way. An image like this, if you make it as big as your page, and then you go to your object editing buttons, and this one makes it more translucent, you can use it as a nice little backdrop, and the text shows up really well on there. So you kind of have to work around for images from the web. Now I'm going to go back to the web because I was surprised to find out that I could drag and drop text. So I'm on the Science News for Kids. I'm going to go find an article. I'll go to Food and Nutrition, and I'm going to read about this one having to do with teens and sleep. So I could actually do an exercise where we're reading in the content area, and I can grab some of the text from this article, and I want to hover over it until, actually I don't even think I need an arrow. I just click and drag and I drop, and it'll go on my flip chart page. And like I said before, you can use this icon and you can begin to make your text larger on your page. So that's an easy way to get text as well as a workaround for images from the web. Lastly, I wanted to let you know that if you have a PowerPoint, you can do the same thing with a PowerPoint. So here I'm going to advance, go back to my flip chart page, advance a page, and I'll go to this page of my PowerPoint. I'm going to drag and drop this image, and I'm going to drag and drop this text box. So you can see that I have these objects on the page. I can enlarge them and not lose a ton of quality. But I also wanted to let you know with a PowerPoint, you can import an entire PowerPoint or convert it to a flip chart, and all the objects are separate and movable. But that has to be done on the PC version of Inspire. So if you want to do that, Terry Oslin, have converted a ton of those for people because we have a PC version of Inspire at the high school. So just contact me if you're interested in that. Dragging and dropping media.